I think I'm live. Okay. Thank you again for tuning in to the Other Woman YouTube channel. Another day in Coronaville. You know, I thought this morning when I woke up, this is probably it for the whole pandemic. How long, Lavender, talking to myself, are you going to wait before you do what you need to do so far as living my life? So I do have a weakened immune system, so I'm not going out there. I've already dealt with symptoms twice and dealt with it. So I know what I'm up against. So to each his own, everybody live your life, stay safe. But for me, I have to go on with my life as life is on the outside. I work from home anyway. So I got to do what I got to do. What am they waiting for? Every corona germ, every virus, they're waiting for everybody to get it before they say, okay, back to normal. So I think we have to decide what is back to normal for us. So back to normal for me began yesterday. I just started working my regular hours at home, publishing, doing candy publishing, writing, publishing books, doing what I do. And if I have to go out for groceries or whatever, that's what I do. And that brings me to what I wanted to share this morning about change. We all, and I think I said this in a previous video, we all deal with some things. I'm setting my timer, I'm late, that we don't want to deal with in a relationship, whether it be a marriage or a friendship. We deal with some things. Sometimes we just have to learn to accept people for who they are. I had to accept my husband for who he was. And things change when you get married and you're learning each other. You learn about some things that man does, or some of his traits that just were not shown in the beginning of the marriage. And that's life, even friendships. You learn some things as you get to know each other. The longer you're together, you get to know that person. And the same with us. Everybody wears a mask to a certain extent because, you know, you want to put your best foot forward. So how long was I supposed to wait for my husband, my then husband, to make those changes? Or was he even able to make those changes? Were those changes in his power, or did he need help? And again, don't try to figure out what it was. I told you I dealt with it all. Whether you're dealing with pornography, a sex addict, a womanizer, a workaholic, a liar, a cheater, gosh, I could go on and on. When I tell you I dealt with all of it, I'm not lying. I dealt with all of it. So being the loving Christian wife that I was, I dealt with it, waiting for him to change, praying for him to change, until I realized nothing's changing. The years are going by, 5, 10, 15 years of our life, ladies, that we wait for change. I don't care if it's a job. I don't care if it's a friendship. I have had to walk away from some friendships because they drain you. They exhaust you. Neediness. You know, you want a friendship where you can balance out each other and appreciate one another. Not the one that's always giving, not the one that's always listening. Just a mutual, balanced friendship. Yeah, that's highly unlikely in the real world, but it does exist. So when it comes to marriage and you've made these vows, I made these vows. So I was taught to just love your man, stand by your man, and taught by the church, forgive 70 times 7. And one day my father told me, we were talking about the nature of a man. He said, don't take it personal. And that was probably the best piece of advice that he ever gave me, was to not take it personal, the things that my unhusband, the things that he was doing. It had nothing to do with me. I had to separate his actions from myself. And as women, yes, we're very emotional. So we tend to take things personal. What did I do? How do I need to look at what am I not doing right? We'll do what we need to do to satisfy that man, but we forget about self. So my father and I talking about the nature of a man, he once told me that a man can have sex with his wife, go across the street, have sex with that woman, and return home and not think anything about it. Okay. So I'm not supposed to take that personal if that happens to me. Not saying that it didn't get that bad, but we have to decide. I had to decide how much I was going to tolerate. What does it take for a man to change? It's usually every man is different. Every woman is different. What does it take for anybody to change? It usually takes some traumatic experience or something major to happen for anybody to change, to have a defining moment in their life where they say, oh my God, I got to do something different. I can't go down that route. I can't do the same thing over and over. I got to make some changes, but that has to come from within. So my father also told me that the best way to get a man's attention is to leave. Whether you leave in a separation or leave for divorce or leave overnight or just walk out the house and leave, like they do a lot of times, that space. Men expect us to stay. They expect us to forgive. They expect us to be there because overall, the average woman is faithful. Now, there's always that group. I'm not talking about that group. I'm talking about the women who want to be in a marriage, a faithful, loyal marriage, and will stand by their man, support their man, do the things that a woman will do to make her man all that he can be. That kind of woman. That's the kind of woman I was. So when I realized that nothing that I was doing was showing any signs of him changing into another direction, and I wasn't asking for a perfect husband, I was just asking to show me love, show me that you want to be in this marriage, show me that you want to make it work. Man, I stayed for all these years. Isn't it showing you that I want to make it work? I'm not just staying for my health, but after so many years, I realized, okay, Lavenda, you got to take care of you. And I thought, don't kill yourself trying to keep your marriage alive. Oh my gosh, that just did something to me when I realized, don't kill yourself trying to keep a marriage alive. Don't kill yourself on your job trying to maintain a position or a title. Don't kill yourself for a friendship. I will stress it every video I make, one life to live. Because I am in my 50s with all of this gray hair, I want women to know and to realize you're going to wake up one day and you're going to look back on your life and you don't want any regrets. You don't want to feel like an idiot or a fool for putting up with shit that will always stink. Shit always stinks. Shit does not change its smell. So if you're putting up with something, Hey, we're already wearing masks. Get you a mask, put up with it. Whatever you got to do, spray some aerosol, Lysol. You're going to deal with it. But we have a choice to make. That's where the other woman comes in. Making your own choices, living a fulfilled life, not just existing. There's an article in the debut issue that it's titled, "Are you existing? Are you living or existing?" So as I close, you decide what you're going to put up with. I had to make that decision. How much? So I will never ask a woman that's unhappy in a relationship, in a marriage, why are you staying? Because that's her choice. I don't care if it's domestic violence. I've been there too, not in my marriage, but in a relationship with a boyfriend. Why are you staying? You don't know what that woman is going through. You don't know. She has a choice to make. And when she's sick and tired, when a woman is fed up, you know when it's time to leave. So if you choose to stay, you deal with it. I had to have a mental divorce. I mentally divorced myself from my marriage until I was financially able to leave. I had to do what I needed to do to maintain my peace of mind so I wouldn't go crazy. But that's why I said, don't kill yourself trying to keep a marriage alive, because I didn't know that my body was breaking down. There's a previous video, I think I titled it "Stress Was Killing Me," where I was practically killing myself. All my levels were whacked out of order. I can't even, when I think about it, it scares me how I was going downhill, winding south, trying to keep my marriage, trying to save those vows, those withering vows. But ladies, make a decision, make a choice for your life. Be happy, have a fulfilled life, and tune in tonight. Wednesday nights, I'm with Vernon Watson. We get a little raw, we get a little more real, we go into a little bit more depth about relationships. And tonight we're talking about platonic relationships. And I have something to share there. A man that I met, man that I met after my separation. So it's Wind Down Wednesday with the other woman at 9 o'clock Central Time. But before I leave, if you have not met the other woman, you can go to candypublishing.net. The articles in here by men and women on various titles. It's just a magazine about life and about being real. And I always have to share her mission. She says, "It is my mission to help you discover the silenced and often suppressed woman resting within, and to infuse a desire to live courageously without reservation or regrets." So the other woman is your life, ladies. What are you doing with your life? Meet the other woman, embrace the other woman, and free the other woman. And you can purchase a copy on candypublishing.net. Until next time, do they change? Sometimes it takes us to change before they change. So once you make a move, once you do some things different, maybe you'll get their attention, maybe not. The choice is yours. So until next time, you have a great day out there in Coronaville. Be safe, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and subscribe to the channel, please. Lavenda Shedrick Williams. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.